For a long time, I believed the key to life was something I had to go out and find. I thought it was hidden in the next big achievement, the right relationship, the dream job, or that perfect moment I hadn't reached yet. I told myself once I get there, once I have that, then I'll feel fulfilled, and then I'll finally be living the life I'm supposed to live. But here's what actually happened. I reached some of those milestones, things I thought would unlock happiness, and instead of feeling whole, I still felt empty. I still felt like something was missing, and I couldn't figure out why. That's when it hit me. The problem wasn't the goals. The problem was where I thought the answer was. I kept searching out there for something that could only be found in here. The key to life wasn't hidden in my circumstances. It wasn't sitting in someone else's hand. It wasn't locked away in some future version of me who finally had it all together. The key to life was always with me. Because at the end of the day, I am the one making the choices. I am the one shaping my mindset. I am the one setting my boundaries, defining what success means to me, and deciding how I respond to what life throws at me. And once I realized that, everything started to shift. It didn't mean life suddenly became easy. It didn't mean I stopped facing challenges. But it did mean that I stopped waiting for things outside of me to change before I allow myself to live. I stopped giving away my power. I stopped telling myself, when this happens, then I'll be happy. Instead, I started asking, what can I choose today? What's in my control? How can I shape my reality from the inside out? And the truth is, that's the only place a real change can begin, with me. That's why I believe with everything in me that the key to life starts with you. Not your job, not your relationship, not your circumstances, but you. Because when you take ownership of your choices, when you decide to define your own meaning, when you start teaching the world how to treat you, and when you realize that you are the constant in your life, that's when life just stops happening to you. That's when you stop drifting and start creating. The key to life isn't missing. It isn't hidden. It's not waiting for the perfect time. It's always in your hands. And the moment you decide to use it, that's the moment everything changes. So on this episode, I want to share with you some of the discoveries that made me realize that the key to life was always been in my own hands. I realized that no matter what changes around me, I'm the constant in my own life. My mindset, my choices, my boundaries, the way I treat myself, those things shapes my reality more than anything else. My hope is that by the end, you'll see that some truth for yourself and maybe even feel inspired to start turning that key today. If you're ready to start taking charge of your life and being in control of it, keep listening because you don't want to miss this episode. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of yours truly. It is I, your one and only host, Druelee, of course. Every episode, I always say this, but hey, it's been a minute. So you guys, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, okay? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's, I don't know. I just feel like I don't feel motivated to do the things that I've always wanted to do. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe I need to do a separate episode in this or a mini episode. Who knows? Just want to warn you guys that, yeah, I'm just not feeling myself. I don't know why. And that can contribute to the reason why it's taking me a while just to post episodes for you guys. I know my last one was a really good one just because it was another guest that I have introduced to my episode. And I don't know, after working on that and just reflecting on my life, I don't know where I want to take on when it comes to my podcast, but eventually I'll do a different episode for that for you guys. But I don't know, I'm just not feeling myself. But I still want to continue on to post an episode for you guys. That way you guys are up to date and aware of what I am currently thinking of in the moment. And this one is definitely one of the episodes that you guys don't want to miss. As I am thinking about my life, I'm very, very unmotivated. I don't feel like myself. And I had an epiphany and a realization that in order for me to be successful or to want certain things in life, the title says it all for this episode is The Key to Life, which is starting with yourself. And I just wanted to, talk to you guys about this and what I've realized and what I found out about what is it that I need to do in order to get to certain areas in my life where I am happy and that I am content to where I'm at. And the only way that things can actually become intuition is if it starts with me. And I just want to go over a couple of things for you guys and hopefully you guys enjoy this. But all in all, just to start off, I used to think that, the key to life was hidden somewhere out there. Like maybe in a career I hadn't found yet, or a city I haven't moved to, or a person I haven't met. And I thought that if I kept going, eventually I'll stumble upon that magic combination of circumstances that would unlock everything for me. But here's what I've learned. The key to life isn't something I find. It's something that I have to realize. And when I finally do, I have seen it been in my hands for the whole time. And the key to life starts with me. And it starts with you, for those who are listening. I remember the exact season of my life where this hit me just recently. And from the outside, everything looked fine. I was working, I was meeting my obligations, I had the things people said you should want, right? Stability, routine, and even some accomplishments I was proud of. But in the inside, I felt like a passenger in my own life. Like I was just waiting for something to happen to me that would finally make me feel alive. Then something shifted. It wasn't one big dramatic event. It was more like a quiet realization that crept in over time. No one is coming to hand me the life I want. No one is going to turn the key for me. If I want to feel alive, fulfilled, at peace, I have to be the one to start turning the lock. So there are 5 major things that I've discovered and I believe to be the key to life that starts with me. And I will break them down for you. That way you guys have a clear understanding what those things are. And the first one is I control my choices. At the end of the day, life is just a long string of choices, right? Big ones, small ones, daily ones. And for a long time, I didn't feel like I was really making them. I was going through along with what was expected of me, saying yes when I wanted to say no, following paths that other people thought were best. And the truth is, that left me feeling powerless. It made me feel stuck, like I was living somebody else's life instead of mine. The turning point came when I realized I don't control everything in life. I can't control circumstances or other people or what the world throws at me. But I do control how I respond. I do control what I say yes to, what I walk away from, what I commit my time and energy to. That's when it clicked. Being in control of my choices is the foundation of freedom. That's where fulfillment begins. Because when I own my choices, I stop waiting for life to happen to me, and I start happening to life. I get to decide what obligates with my values. I get to choose what kind of relationships I allow in my world. I get to shape my habits, my mindset, my direction, even if it's one small step at a time. And that's why it's the key. Because if I hand over my choices, I hand over my life. But if I claim them, I claim my power. Being in control of my choices doesn't mean I'll always get it right. It doesn't mean the path will be easy, but it means no matter what, the life I'm living is mine. And that, more than anything, is the key to life. Second one would be my mindset shapes my reality. I used to think life was all about what happened to me, circumstances, luck, timing, other people's choices. And yes, sure, of course, those things play a role. But what I've learned is that the way I see those things, the way I think about them, ends up shaping how I experience them. If I walk into a situation already believing I'm not good enough, then no matter how many wins I get, I'll still feel like I'm falling. If I tell myself nothing ever works out for me, then every setback looks like proof that I was right all along. But when I shift my mindset, even slightly, the entire picture changes. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? I ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of saying, I can't, I try, how can I? That one word, how, opens doors that I can't slam shut. And it's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's not toxic positivity. It's about training my mind to see possibilities instead of my own problems. Because the truth is, I've always found evidence for what I believe. If I expect failures, I notice it everywhere. If I expect growth, I'll see opportunities where I used to see walls. That's why mindset is the key to life, because I can't always control the world around me, but I can control the way I frame it in my mind. And the way I frame it shapes how I feel, how I act, and ultimately the reality I create. My mindset is the lens through which I live my life, and when I choose to clean that lens to focus on growth, resilience, and possibility, I change not just how I see the world, but how I move through it. That's why I believe the key to life starts in my head without the mindset I choose every single day. And then number 3, I define my own meaning. So for a long time, I have let other people tell me what my life was supposed to look like. Success was supposed to mean a certain job, a certain income, a certain image. Happiness was supposed to mean relationships, milestones, approval from the people around me. And every time I tried to measure myself against that checklist, I came up short. The truth is, it wasn't that I was failing. It was that I was chasing someone else's definition of a meaningful life. The turning point came when I finally asked myself, what actually matters to me? What makes me feel alive? What makes all the effort feel worth it? And the answers I found didn't always match what the world was telling me. Sometimes they looked smaller. Sometimes they looked bigger. But most importantly, they looked like me. And I defined my own meaning. I stopped living on autopilot. I stopped chasing approval. I also stopped waiting for someone else to validate my choices. I can look at my life, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else, and feel at peace because it makes sense to me. And that's why it's the key as well, because life will always feel empty if I'm chasing somebody else's version of purpose. But when I define my own meaning, every step, every decision, every challenge becomes part of a story I actually want to live. The key to life is remembering this. No one else can tell me what my life should mean. That's my job, my responsibility, and my freedom. And that freedom, the freedom to create my own meaning, is what makes life worth living. Number 4, I teach people how to treat me. For me, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is this. The way people treat me often comes down to what I allowed, what I tolerate, and what I model. And that's why I believe teaching people how to treat me is the key to life. And for a long time, I thought respect, kindness, and consideration were things people would just give me automatically. But the truth is, people often follow the example I set, and I constantly put myself last. They start to believe that's where I belong. If I never speak up, they'll assume I have nothing to say. If I allow my boundaries to be crossed again and again, they'll assume I don't really have any. And when I start showing people what I will and won't accept, when I hold my boundaries, when I stand up for myself, then I model self-respect. That's when the dynamic changes. People rise to the standard I set, or they drift away. And honestly, either outcome is better than staying trapped in a cycle of resentment. It's not about being controlling or demanding. It's about recognizing that I'm responsible for the energy I allow in my life. The way I treat myself sets the tone. If I honor my time, others will learn to honor me too. If I value my voice, others starts to listen. That's why this is the key to life. Because I can't force anyone to change, but I can change how I show up. And when I change that, the way people treat me starts to shift. At the end of the day, I teach people how to treat me, not by my words alone, but by the standards I live by. And when I choose to teach respect, love, and dignity through my actions, I create a life that reflects those very things back to me. And then lastly, number 5, I am the constant in my life. People will come and go, job will change, and circumstances will shift. Even the version of me I was 5 years ago isn't the same as who I am now. But through every high and low, every season, every change, I'm the one person who's always here. And for a long time, I didn't see it that way. I thought my happiness, my stability, my sense of worth depended on the people around me or the situation I was in. And when those things changed, as they always do, I felt lost, like I didn't know who I was anymore. The turning point was realizing that if I am the constant, then my relationship with myself matters more than anything else. Because no matter what happens, I can't escape me. My thoughts, my habits, my choices, they follow me everywhere. That's why it's the key to life, because everything else is temporary. But I'm the one I have to live with every single day. And when I take care of myself, when I build self-respect, when I trust myself, then I learn to enjoy my own company. That's when I stop feeling like life is happening to me and I start feeling like I'm grounded in who I am. The truth is, I can't control how long people stay. I can't control what the future brings, but I can control the way I show up for myself. And the stronger I build that foundation, the more resilient I become in the face of change. So yes, the key to life starts with me because I am the constant in my life. And if I can make peace with myself, love myself, and trust myself, then no matter where life takes me, I know I'll be okay. There was a point where I realized that I was blaming everything around me for how my life felt. I blamed the job, the city, the people, even timing. And sure, those things played a part, but the truth, I was avoiding the harder reality. I wasn't taking responsibility for my own direction. Self-responsibility isn't about beating myself up. It's about recognizing that if something's not working, I have the power to start changing it, even in small ways. I ask myself, what's one thing I can take ownership of today? And I start there. That one question changed everything. My mind is the lens through which I experience life. If my lens is cracked with self-doubt, fear, or constant comparison, even the brightest moments will feel dull. I had to start replacing why me with what can I learn from this, and what if I fail with what if I grow. The moment I take control of my internal narrative, I start seeing opportunities I never noticed before. This part is crucial because I can't have a life of my own if I don't know what's mine to claim. What do I value? What are my non-negotiables? What lights me up not for someone else's approval, but for my own joy? The more I understand what mattered to me, the more confident I became in saying no to the things that didn't align. That's when life starts to feel mine. Building a life of my own also means protecting it. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates. I decided what and who gets through based on whether they align with the life I'm creating. But boundaries don't work without self-trust. And self-trust comes from keeping promises to myself, even small ones. If I tell myself I'm going to do something and I follow through, I'm building the evidence that I can rely on me. A lot of people wait to feel ready before taking a step towards the life they want. I'll tell you right now, you'll be waiting forever. And the key isn't starting big, it's starting small. ask yourself this question. What's one small action I can take today to move closer to my values? And that's it. Do it. And then do it again tomorrow. Small steps compound into transformation. The life I want won't be handed to me, but it can be built by me. It starts with self-awareness. It's fueled by self-responsibility. It's shaped by my mindset, guarded by my boundaries, and brought to life through constant action. The key has always been in my hands. The only question is, am I ready to turn it? So as I close this out for you guys, I know this has been really short and simple. I just want to leave with you, my listeners, with something simple but powerful. The key to life has always been started with you. You are the key. And I know that sounds easy said and done, but think about it. No matter where you go, no matter what changes, no matter who walks in or out of your life, the one constant has always been you. You are the one making the choices. You are the one deciding what to believe about yourself. You are the one setting the boundaries, shaping the habits, and teaching the world how to treat you. And when you take ownership of that, when you stop waiting for the outside world to give you permission, you unlock something that no one can take away from you, which is freedom. Because the truth is, no job, no relationship, no achievements is ever going to fill the gap you don't first decide that your voice matters, that your dreams matter. And the second you choose to believe that, life starts to shift. It doesn't mean everything becomes easy overnight. It doesn't mean you'll never face setbacks. But it does mean that every single day you hold the power to move closer to the life you want. Not by waiting for luck, not by waiting for someone to rescue you, but by taking one small step at a time in the direction of your own values, your own visions, your own truth. And I know that can feel overwhelming, it can feel heavy, but here's what helps me. I don't have to figure it all out today. I don't need the whole map. I just need the courage to take the next step, to make the next choice that honors me, to keep turning the key even when the door feels heavy, because I know what's waiting on the other side is worth it. So if you take nothing else from this, just take this. The key to life is not missing. You're not broken. You're not behind. You already have what you need to begin. The key has always been in your hands. The question is, are you ready to use it? Because the moment you do, that's when life stops being something that just happened to you and starts being something you actively create. And that, more than anything, is the key to life. So that is all that I have for you guys. This has been one of the shortest episodes. It seems short to me just because I just want to get straight to it. And this is just something that I have thought about a lot currently as I am recording this episode. A lot of stuff has been going on in my life personally, and eventually I will talk to you guys more about that. I know that when there's certain things in my life that doesn't go according to what I want it to be, I know that it's up to me to make that change. And that no matter what happens in my life, I am the key to make that change. And if you are listening to this episode, you feel like you're unmotivated, your life is shifted in a way where you're not liking it or it's not planned the way you want it, I hope that this episode encourage you to understand that in order for you to live the life that you are happy or the life that you are fulfilled in, it has to start with you. You are the key to make that change. You cannot wait for anybody to hold your hand, to lead you. Don't lean on to other people to make that choice. If it's something in your life that you can change, please do it. You have to do it. Like Nike say, just do it. And I love that quote from Nike because it's true. And like I said, I just want to keep it sweet and simple for you. On the next episode, I will talk more about what I'm currently going through, just so that you guys are aware of what's going on. But other than that, I just want to keep this sweet and simple for you guys. And I know, like I said, it's been a minute since I posted an episode. I'm still here. I'm still alive. And I'm doing the best I can to encourage you guys in any way, whether it's posting episodes or posting social medias, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm just a normal human being who just living life being an adult and, enjoying what life has given me so far. Yeah, I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope that this episode is helping you in any ways. And yeah, that is all that I want to say. Thanks to all of those who have been listening to me from the beginning till now. I truly, truly love you guys. Thank you for the support. You guys can always check me out on my website at yoursdruelee.com and yours Druelee on all social media as well. Until then, I will see you guys on the next episode.